Hi everyone, this is Ms. Granger. In this video, we're going to be learning about some of the causes of World War II. On this front page, you'll see a vertical timeline that starts with the year 1920 and goes until the year 1930. On the left-hand side, you're going to see some kind of general trends and then a definition bank. And then on the right, you'll see a kind of more traditional timeline format. So we're going to start over here on the left and first talk about Adolf Hitler. So Adolf Hitler is a really important leader in Germany and in Western Europe at this time. And though we have come to associate him with Germany, he was actually born in Austria in 1889. And then in 1913, he moves to Germany, to Munich. He volunteers for the army in 1913, but he ends up wounded in 1918, right before the end of the war. And like many Germans at that time, he was enraged by the World War I outcome. He's really upset that Germany has to take the fall for basically everything, owe lots of money in reparations. He's upset with the treaty sanctions that are placed upon Germany. He kind of embodies this big resentment felt by Germans that they were being left behind and punished without any say in how to move forward. It's really important to remember that Hitler did not just come out of nowhere. He is born of this generation who comes to resent lots of Western Europe, and this really fuels his fire for what we'll see later in this lesson. Let's focus our attention now on this section right below Hitler with this little cloud that says USA. So the USA economy, or the American economy, is doing really well in the 1920s. So much so that later this time period is known as the Roaring Twenties. So I'm actually going to move to this bottom box down here that talks about the global economy. So remember, when we talk about economy, we're talking about industries with that have to do with money. So the global economy and trade was very dependent on American industry. Really think about the industry as like manufacturing and processes. So since things were going really well in America, that means that if things went badly in America, the whole world could be impacted by an economic downturn. They really were the global linchpin of all economic opportunity. Meanwhile, moving up here to this box here, Germany, Italy, and Japan were impacted by the Treaty of Versailles, as we know, and just like Hitler, when we talked about him just previously, began to resent the Western powers, so France, Britain, the United States, as their economy does well. They see it as totally unfair because they are able to kind of continue to be successful while countries like Germany, Italy, and Japan are not. Okay, so we know that the things are going well in America, and that kind of impacts the rest of the world economically. Before we jump into the timeline, let's look at these definitions down here. There's 4 important terms that we would like you to know going forward with this set of notes. So first, let's talk about the word coup. It has this kind of silent T at the end, and it's short for coup d'etat. So a coup is a sudden, violent, and unlawful seizure of power from a government. We've seen many coups throughout history, and we'll see one here with Hitler shortly. But many times, groups who organize a coup or a takeover of the government also involve the military, so they have some firepower behind their efforts. The next word is propaganda. Propaganda is defined as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, and it's used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or a point of view. Propaganda is meant to kind of tug at the emotional parts of our sense. So, for example, in this picture, we see Hitler with the Nazi flag, and he's wearing a suit of armor, implying that he is a knight going into battle, fighting for the Nazis and doing what's honorable. Lots of propaganda during World War II during this time from the Nazis had to do with Jews. We'll talk more about Jewish persecution as we go through these, but this picture, for example, is depicting a caricature of a Jewish man. We can tell because he's wearing the Star of David, and he's kind of hiding behind these allied powers, the United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union, kind of sneaking in behind, so implying that Jews are kind of out to get you, and that's why we should blame them for everything. This was a really intense propaganda campaign that Hitler really enlisted. Our next word is Wall Street. And you might have heard of Wall Street. It got some attention in previous years for a movement called Occupy Wall Street, same Wall Street. This is a street located in New York City, and it's used as a term to describe that location, but also to describe a financial market. This is a map of the island of Manhattan in New York City, and Wall Street is here. And then our last term is the Weimar government. Weimar sounds like it starts with the letter V. That's how they say it sort of in German. And this is Germany's democratically inspired government from just after World War I until Hitler takes power in Germany. So from 1919 to 1933, Germany really does attempt to be a democracy, but the government is not as powerful as they hope. That's the end of this part of the lesson. Be sure to check with your teacher for any next steps.